Alright, it's day number 168 of my accountability to myself. I appreciate everyone's attention who watches this, and I'll go briefly through everything because it's kind of late, almost 1 a.m., so I should be sleeping actually. Today was such a wonderful day. Why? Because I woke up in the morning, it's already fine. Then I spent 20 minutes reading, and it's going it's going pretty good, I would say, because lately I used to read in English. Now I switched to another language that is easier for me, and so I'm reading faster, and I'm internalizing information also better. So it's pretty fun, and the book is interesting. I think I'm gonna finish it in less than 10 days because I'm gonna be reading more since it's just interesting to me. Then I spent 20 minutes to study some English, just to, write some sentences with some words. Then I spent 25 minutes to write some sentences with French words. Afterwards, I went to the gym. Before I went to the gym, I actually watched one video that I wanted to watch about potential becoming like 1% every day better for the whole year. But the idea was to schedule what are you actually focused during the year, what are your aims, first quarter, second, third, fourth. And it's actually so nice at least to split it into quarters, because the first quarter of 2026 is already gone, and it's crazy how fast time lasts. And I think if you don't really have fixed aims, what do you want to hit during this time, you're randomly flowing, and it's not really good, because I noticed I already achieved something that I wanted to, that out of the goals that I set for 2026. But at the same time, there's something that, for example, my French, right? It's the language that I would like to, I wanted to say to scale, but it's just the language that I want to master, for example. Even at least English, all right? At least English master, and be able to speak in French, at least. Speak properly. Be able to keep most of the conversations, and probably need some kind of plan for that. What am I doing during each quarter? Because I'm unable to learn language in 3 months, all right? So I actually need a plan for like the next 9 months, and I think it's realistic to get like around B1 level of French until 2027. Of course, I wish I could have like B2 or something like that, but French is not the only thing that I focused on. So I would actually think about that maybe even tomorrow, because next week will be low-key busy. So maybe tomorrow I would think, how could at least approximately, what kind of aims, how should I be like what should I be focused on during specific quarters of this year, and also each month also like break down. So for example, we have 3 quarters more. For example, quarter one I'm gonna be focused on something, quarters three different stuff, and quarter four also something else. But the idea is that for example, during the second quarter I also need to break it into months, because it's already here, Never mind. So I have not really done anything, because I went to the gym, and it was really cool. I finally saw my friend. I was so glad to see him. It was a nice workout, pretty short workout, actually 2 hours only. But at the same time, oh yeah, it's because he was supposed to leave, and for me it was such a weird workout, because I was supposed to train my arms, and I actually did train my triceps and biceps, but normally I have 9 sets for my triceps and 9 sets for my biceps per one training. Today I had 4 sets for my biceps, 4 sets for my triceps, because mostly I was talking with my friend, right? And I actually enjoy it. During such workouts, I don't really care about workouts. I really, I'm into conversation, because we normally we have some stuff to talk about, and it's really interesting. Also, one of how my friend said, let me be your coach for a while. You need to rest, because I told him that my progress has been kind of flat lately for like a month and a half, right? It's a lot. And he told me, you man definitely need some rest. So next week I will have deload phase of training, and probably I'm not gonna be even going to the gym every day, but like 5 or 6 times a week. First, I will have more time, because, for example, I also asked him, like, he has his business, he works on different projects. In addition, he started studying, like, he already graduated from university previously, but he started studying new major, marketing, and yeah, so he has a lot of stuff to do. But I asked him, if you started your studies, like he started it like month and a half ago. So I asked, what do you sacrifice in, like, to find time for your studies, which is at least 3 to 5 hours a day. You definitely need to sacrifice something. And he told me normally it's gym. Normally what he sacrifices is gym. And it's so smart, because it actually makes no sense to go to the gym so often if you have another stuff to get done. And in my case, it would be really great to have more free time in exchange for not going to the gym. Because 7 times a week, it makes no sense in terms of wise approach. And my workouts are always pretty long, about 1 hour 30, sometimes up to 2 hours, and plus time that I spend to get to the gym and to return home. So it's a waste amount of time. It's a lot of food that I need to consume. For example, today I had my dinner. I had it about 1 hour 30 minutes, maybe more, because it was a huge plate of rice. So I actually think that my friend, he he's right. And yeah, he has a point. I need some rest, 1, maybe even 2 weeks. And he told me that probably I will be able to bench 120 after my deload phase, on second week after my deload phase. And also he told me a little about the way how you actually cut, because I always thought you like start your cut season and you are cutting for like 1 month, 2 months, but it doesn't work like that actually. So it was also very interesting to listen, about all the workout approaches. And also he always explains, it's so interesting because he knows like pretty much everything about gym, about the body, like what kind of bone is in charge, let's say it this way, what kind of bone is in charge for what. He always shows me that, oh, I'm doing this exercise because it trains this and it supports this, like, it's so nice, it's so interesting. So I was really glad to train with him, to talk with him, because it's been a while. And yeah, it was. And also I went to new gym Yeah, we went to a new gym that I have not attended previously. I couldn't say that I really liked it. It was like something neutral, but it was something new, so it's kind of nice. Afterwards, I returned home and I spent more than 2 hours, I think 2 hours and a half, and the rest of the evening studying about anti-gravity, not studying, but trying to figure out how it works. Because I've done two things. First, I low-key created the bot so we can see here's the bot and a lot of things going on, and basically what he does is what he's supposed to do, at least because he has not done it yet. What he's supposed to do is to basically trade. So depending on market, depending on how it moves, it determines when should it buy, and then he sets stop, he sets sell price and price when you get your profit, and he does it when it's kind of smart in terms of market, you know. I'm testing it with some virtual money. Obviously, I don't provide my account for that, but theoretically it could work. Of course, it's not a way of earning, it's more like a way of some kind of entertainment, because it's so strange that it doesn't do anything. I probably need to make some adjustments now. But yeah, it's so interesting because this AI anti-gravity is so powerful. You can actually create a lot of stuff. You can create different bots. You can create websites. You can create application, like whatever you want, and those bots are able to do whatever you need. So it's actually so nice. And I also tried. I also tried to do a website. Due to this bot, and it was not that easy because it requires billions of adjustments, a lot of work. Probably I'm not gonna put that much time because I don't have that good idea, but I just like to, trying to understand how it works and what kind of benefits it could probably bring me, right? So we will see. I spent almost the whole day doing this stuff. So then I went in voice to talk with my friend. When I returned, when I finished doing this spin for like 2 hours 20, I think even longer, I went in voice with my friend, and then being in voice with my friend, I just kept doing this stuff. So yeah, and I have not executed a couple of tasks that I wanted to get done per day. So it's not really nice, but I think I'm gonna get it done tomorrow. And I didn't even schedule for tomorrow because it's so late. I just want to go to sleep. But I know that when I wake up, there are three mandatory things I'm gonna do: reading, English, French. Then I will go to the gym, and I return, and I'm gonna execute the rest of the tasks and probably China to keep working with that bot. So yeah, that's basically it for today. Nothing special. I was glad. I was glad to have this day. This day was pretty good, and yeah, and tomorrow I gotta study a lot of things. Probably I also should go through my notes in my phone because I have a lot of concepts, a lot of information that I would like to work with. And so it's time to create a habit of learning in evening, because what I also noticed, all the successful people, it's some kind of, it perceives differently. So some kind of people who have a great mindset, I would say, who are an example of people I'm striving to become, I'm striving for to become. They spend every day some time to learn something new. Buzz of Turkish guys, buzz of, I don't, can I call like them friends? Like one guy who I was today in the gym, I can call him friend. Another guy who I got to know the other days. All right, I'm gonna call them friends because I wish they were my friends. So yeah, I would say their mindset is insane. I can always talk with them for some deep topics or for some concepts, for something that requires thinking for hours. And it's insane. And they're low-key successful in this life. And they study every evening something. And I actually want to do the same. And I want to do the same, not because they do this, but because I want to do this. And I see them and I see that so it's influence of both. Primarily it's my desire to strive for becoming better, and also a lot affects and inspires me looking at those guys and seeing that they actually keep studying and it actually bear fruit. So I should do that. All right, that's it. For some reason it's 17 minutes video. I have no idea how, but I need to sleep. So without being said, I'm gonna sleep.